Last time I was watching him, he was in Korea and really loving it, but there were certain aspects of like not being able to like completely blend in with Korea and like fit in. He's kind of just like a cartoon character to him, I guess. That's just like my words, of course, but like that's kind of how I feel like being the minority in Asia. Sometimes like you kind of like you got to own it, I guess, and be the brand that you're building and kind of stand out. That's okay, but sometimes you just want to fit in and just chill out and like make some friends and stuff. And I don't know, it's different when you're the outsider. All right, let's go live on Insta. Boom, check. All right, here we go.
We are back. I have been living in Thailand for over 2 months now. Moved here from Korea. Do I regret it? Well, it's not the first time I've lived here. I've lived here before. That's kind of why I'm doing it again, because I really enjoyed it before.
Sure.
Things are going well. Things are going well.
But he's going high register, so how much do you really believe him? I don't know.
Peak winter, or at least in the end of December, which it was not good. It started to feel rough. And so coming into Thailand, it was just such a good feeling. And being here feels good. I've adjusted. I've really adjusted.
Nice.
And I
back to your old
miss
groove?
Korea. I miss my friends in Korea more than anything.
For sure.
I miss the clubs in Korea. I miss that nightlife, of course. But overall, I've adjusted, and I really enjoy Thailand. I like it here.
Cool. Yeah.
It's a whole different thing, just gonna.
Yeah, a lot of people talk about the difference between like Southeast Asia and Northeast Asia. It's a whole different ballgame. Not only the languages, but just the speed of life, how serious they take their careers and their work. I'm not saying that like the Southeast Asia doesn't, but like they understand just a different way of living. It's a hotter climate. Things move at a different pace.
Show you here. You see, it's a whole different culture over here.
Yeah.
It's great. I enjoy it. Really nice. Definitely a bit cheaper.
For sure.
Not really cheap anymore. Bangkok is definitely getting more and more expensive by the year, especially food and just prices of rentals. They're up there. They're up there now. They're getting up there. They're higher.
Yes.
But still feels cheaper than Seoul. Still feels cheaper. I'm definitely spending less money, which is nice. It's a little harder to earn money. I was definitely making a nice chunk of change DJing in Seoul. Every weekend, pretty much. 3 weekends a month.
See, that's a cool gig. Do some art.
I've replaced that income. Things are going well for me here, and I do need to stay here at the moment. I do need to stay here.
Guys, you see these little waterways off to the right? Gotta be real careful of those in Thailand. Like, that's some stagnant water. You never know. You fall in there, there's gonna be something creepy that like swims up the wrong orifice or whatever. It gets into your body, swims into your brain, and just you die. Facts. Be careful. Don't go fooling around, balancing and falling into those places. Please be careful. Don't be that.
I need to sort out some, visa situation. Still on a tourist visa. I was going to get the DTV, and just quite difficult for me at the moment.
Well, Thailand's making everything difficult right now.
I'm sorting it out. There are some other options. I'm talking to an agency.
If you guys haven't noticed over the past year, in particular 6 months, Thailand has really like clamped down. They're going after a lot of the Westerners who are living there and doing border runs. They've limited the amount of times you can do that, and they're just a little bit more cognizant of your movements. And if you're working there without the proper permits, you're in a lot of trouble. They're going to fine you, throw you in some weird jail. They're going to send you home. One of those options, if not all of them. It's not good. And it's not like some of these countries, like some countries you can go to and say, call the embassy, and you're fine. You're going to be taken care of. But in Thailand, nah, man, they don't care. You're paying that fine. Do not pass go. Do not collect your $200. Like, even if you're just, like, carving sticks, like, whittling down and making little dragons or, whatever, making little walking sticks, you're going to be in trouble, dude, because you're taking a job away from a local. They're very serious about that right now.
So we're gonna see. We're gonna see what the options are. There aren't that many good options. DTV is good if you really qualify.
They want
But I'm gonna see.
foreigners with
what I can
money.
do if I can get it.
They want
or
to upgrade
not,
the quality
get
of people
approved
coming
for
in
it.
right now.
Or what my other options are that aren't too expensive for me to stay here for the next year or so. My intention was to go back to Seoul, but I have obligations keeping me here.
Not a bad idea.
The dog here. I'm not really afraid of the dog. It looks like a dead end. The dog actually looks quite friendly. Maybe we
dog
go
is
the other way.
sweet, dude.
See here. Now it looks like we can go. Those motorbikes are driving.
I love dogs
somewhere.
when they're just a true medium size. You know what I mean?
I don't really know this neighborhood, to be honest. Nice.
Little
though.
dogs bark too much.
Beautiful.
Big dogs.
And quite green.
You know, big
all
funky
around.
guys. They don't live as long.
A lot of
I love
condos.
them,
Quite
but
residential.
mediums are always great.
Sort of quiet, but quite near Sukhumvit too. We're in Prakanong. I mean, really nice. Look at this. Beautiful area. Kind of older
I'd live there.
buildings over here. Still cheap, some of the older places, and then these homes behind the gates. Not cheap at all. Very expensive.
Yeah.
Like, I really like how the plants grow here because of the sun.
That's lovely. It just adds to the fence and
Sorry,
just
my
the
mouth is
ambiance.
extremely dry. I have
you're
no
good,
water
bro.
and yeah, for now I just gotta deal with it.
What you
But,
doing?
yeah, really nice homes.
Bro.
Some of them older, some of them really new. Some people building like villas over here and stuff. Yeah, then you see like quite older places
Yeah.
and like kind of run down style.
That's what I love
That's
about Asia. You
Bangkok
don't know
for you.
how
That's
long
what
this
it
stuff's
is.
been around there.
A little rough
you know?
around the edges. So this way is like private, it's a dead end. All right, we can continue. Looks like there was some graffiti that was removed from this wall. Just keep the
You
camera.
can't be found until
She
you
goes
get
around
lost.
a little bit.
Remember.
It's a quiet area, but still busy. I mean, it's kind of like peak time. It's kind of sundown time, sunset time. So traffic gets a little bit hectic around, for sure.
It's a nice gate.
Especially near Sukhumvit. I mean, we're like 1 block away. Definitely gets pretty hectic. Like, look, I love, even in this
Love
like
the vines.
rundown, potentially probably abandoned place, has like plants growing around it, which keeps it looking kind of fresh, kind of nice. Until you look
That's
at the inside, it looks like it's being renovated.
It just reminds me of when I was sitting up in the pool on like the 36th floor of my place in KL, and I noticed that there were a few buildings. They put facades up on the sides of the buildings to make it look like it was all finished, but if you look closely, it's just like a concrete shell that never got done. And there were trees and plants and vines like growing out of the concrete. It's too hilarious. Cool
Or
stuff.
something. But it looks like they also don't want people to come out. Free. Pigeon free. Free pigeons?
Who knows?
Maybe we'll go. Yeah, it's interesting to me. And then like a brand new gated, like very expensive probably condo right there. Apartment condo.
3-4
house.
stories.
Let's walk toward the main
Another
road.
cool thing about Asia, they'll buy like these little skinny plots
I
and
don't
just
regret
build
coming
up.
to Thailand, not one bit.
Very cool.
I mean, let's be real. I moved here in 2023.
Yeah.
My first intention was like stay in Thailand.
Right.
And I don't know. I just ended up going to Malaysia, ended up really liking it, ended up building an audience in Malaysia, ended up doing really well on YouTube in Malaysia. Stayed there for a while, right? And life led me to Korea, and I ended up really enjoying it, really loving Seoul.
That's awesome.
And I miss some things about it. And
My mom used to work
it's
for a
hard
Korean
to
company.
say. Again, like
She enjoyed
no
it.
one place is perfect. I've said this before. No
Weird
one
hours,
place
though.
has everything, and I think I feel that now. I think it's a little bit more isolating in Bangkok, or it's a little bit harder to make really close friends. I've made really good friends in Seoul very quickly.
Oh, okay, so I was wrong. I thought I saw
I think I
at
just
one point
got
that he was
lucky
having
with the
trouble with
situation I
that.
was in with the girl I was living with. I was
Things must have changed, yeah.
introduced to a lot of people very quickly. And that wasn't the same thing here. I've spent probably 1.5 years here in total of my life, and I do have friends here, like more abandoned places with greenery.
Korea is
friends
basically
here.
like they're like a Western
A
country.
couple, maybe
this
probably 4 or
point.
5 friends. I could say maybe like one good friend, but it's just not the same, not in the same way. Not that I'm really frequently seeing and going for meals with frequently, stuff like this. Not so much. Hanging out with on a regular basis, not as much. And I'm not as involved in the club scene here. You know, like I said, I'm not DJing. I'm not even going out and partying as much. You know, there was like a month I didn't go out. Recently, you know, I've gone out like a few weekends.
Where are you down, man?
But you know, overall, do it less. You know, in Korea, it was like 2 nights every weekend, consistently, the whole time I was living there, right? So I've toned it down a little bit. But yeah, I just wanted to make a video today. I'm gonna get back on the videos.
Good.
You know, maybe a little bit less frequently than I used to, not every other day, but more often than I have been. Oh, look at these doggos. They're actually scared of me, even though they're behind a fence. Yeah,
Asian
expect more
dogs are
videos
so
soon.
nice.
Loving Thailand. Weather's been good, but it's getting hot.
The people treat them right there.
But it's been fantastic. Got a 7-Eleven everywhere. Always good.
Not as good as Japan?
I've had this fighting me since the very start.
Oh, you guys are gonna love it. You gotta watch your commercials and my commercials. What it do? But yeah, like I sense that right off the rip. Yeah, he's definitely not as happy there as he was, you know, in Korea. But that's okay. I think he needs to get out there and DJ, you know, try and get in that scene a little bit more. If that's his thing, you know. Find your art and chase it, guys. We only live in the now. Make it happen. Like, whatever you want to do today, don't save it for tomorrow. Also, don't rob tomorrow to have fun today. Remember that, too. You know, stay away from those crazy energy drinks and stuff, the ones that aren't, like, found around the world. You know, don't be drinking rock stars and monsters and stuff. You know, stick to the Red Bull, baby.
As soon as April, May hits, Korea gets really, really nice. Like when I arrived in Korea at first last April, weather was perfect. Vibe in the city was really high. Everyone was out. A lot of people visiting the city. It just felt like perfect. And that's why when you look at my like first impressions of Korea video in Seoul, got like a couple 100,000 views, and
Watermelon.
yeah, I was just like genuinely so interested and genuinely infatuated by the city. I really liked it. And I've been Southeast Asia for 2 years, and I hadn't seen East Asia ever, and it was my first time back in like, not Southeast Asia, so it felt kind of nice. It was cool.
It's a little more Western. Probably reminds them of
let's say it's
home
not
a little bit more.
that much different. It's rougher on the edges. It's much sturdier, but
For sure.
it still has all the developments, has all the conveniences. Hello. It has everything you need.
Thailand's got a
And,
raw
a bit
energy
more
to it.
affordable.
Old school money.
Like gyms, just everything adds up and becomes quite a bit cheaper when you add everything in Bangkok than it did in Seoul.
Word.
I don't know, in Seoul I could find spending $2,000 a month pretty easy. And in Bangkok,
Absolutely.
you don't really need that. Don't really need that at all.
1,000.
You can easily spend that if you're not careful.
sure.
I definitely have to
You
be
can
careful.
easily spend
I have
any
to be
amount of money,
cautious,
really.
but,
You look at lottery winners.
the money just goes a little bit further. I feel like I get a little bit more for my money. In Seoul, I was not paying a high amount for rent. I was not paying like a normal rent price. I had a deal, like my roommate had a 700,000 won apartment. So let's say 500 US dollars, something like that, 450 US dollars.
Real quick, before I let him finish. When you go out there, like things are completely different on the ground. You don't want to just like sign up for an apartment or anything online, you know. Or don't book too many Airbnbs or anything back to back. That's something I learned. Like, I went to an Airbnb that I booked for a month that I couldn't refund or anything. Ended up not having Wi-Fi. I was like, that's some bullshit. It's just like, man, like whatever. Like I made it work, but come on now. It's 2025 when I was there. Like it's 2026 now. We got to have these modern amenities figured out. But anyways, like you're gonna find cheaper prices once you get to know people and you just talk to locals. Jump on Facebook Marketplace. You're gonna find some good deals on like how to get around. Like as far as like buying a scooter or buying a cheap car even. You can get an electric bike from Lazada. There's just like all these little tips and tricks that you learn from the locals there. And they might know somebody that has a nice, decent place at a reasonable price. compared to everything you see online, because, you know, there's convenience online and they're able to just like take advantage of you a little bit if they all inflate their prices. You know, it's just facts. And that works everywhere.
Something like that. Yeah, $450, and I paid around $175. So sharing like a room in the whole apartment. And so it was okay. Yeah, I mean, I was sharing the place, but it was cheap.
$175?
And so in the end, my Seoul experience was not that expensive.
Whoa, that's cheap, dude.
Otherwise, it would be even a much bigger difference. I'd be feeling a much bigger
Thailand
difference.
drivers are crazy.
This would feel so
be
cheap.
careful.
But because I was not paying much for rent, and over here, I was living in Airbnbs since the beginning.
Yeah,
And so I was
don't
paying
do that.
$25, $30 a night. So we're talking $700 to $900 US a month that I started to
In
pay
KL, it's about 500.
for my rent that I was not paying before. So
But
it
the
started to
quality
feel
of
like,
one of
oh,
those
where's all
places
my
I was
money?
staying in, it was like $150.
But now I'm paying like monthly sublets. It's definitely cheaper, outside of Airbnb,
Right?
and has decreased my expenses exponentially.
Good.
So now it doesn't feel like I'm just burning money.
Super good point. People need to know that.
Yeah. Beautiful over here. Look at this. Look at
Isn't
this
it?
place. It's like
I love how the trees don't just
place
grow
all
by
of a
themselves.
sudden
They
it's
got a bunch
like
of vines and
You're
flowers
in
all around.
California. You're in Los Angeles or something.
Yeah.
Just the way the trees are. It's interesting.
Yeah. It's like Hollywood.
I mean, not the building per se, but something about it, these tree-lined streets. But then it's obviously not LA. So many things
Right.
I mean, LA is very rough around the edges. Don't get me wrong. Like, very, very not polished. So you will see you'll see anything. You'll see like a really low-grade advertising like this. You'll see buildings that are, a little rough and
doing good, Rachel.
like
how you doing?
Walls.
I'm doing
You'll see all that.
fantastic.
Anyways,
Been
I hope
drinking
you
my
enjoyed the
cognitive
video,
mushroom
and I'll see you in the
mixes
next
today
one.
from Rise. Non-sponsor.
Hello guys, I'm Alina, I'm your videographer.
Oh,
and
I guess he was done. But yeah, check him out. Check out Fresh Quest again too. I did a little video on them. Those guys are great too. Yeah, no, that was fun. Yeah. Share some likes and subscribes. I'm gonna move on to the next video.